Hello everyone, Kilo Oscar 6 Mike Sierra Echo. It is August 19th, 2026, 23:17 local California time, Pacific US. And as you can see, beautiful conditions right now on 40 meters. And what often happens, conditions start out beautiful, but towards midnight and past midnight, the noise increases, and to the point like S9 plus 20 that the band becomes unusable for me. And it is shown very well in my previous video, towards the end of the video, when noise just increased to the S9. Anyway, I have no idea where that noise originates from, but right now condition is beautiful and I want to take advantage of it and maybe have some radio contacts. Yeah, condition is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. So, not a lot of signals. There's somebody here, seems. It's just some kind of a signal, I don't know. Anyway, I cannot be below 7025. So, oh, there's a signal. Yeah, I'm increasing the sensitivity of the waterfall display because the noise level is so low right now. It's like S1. But still there are spikes of this noise, and I worry that towards midnight it's gonna be same old story, that some, I don't know what noise this is, but see, there's already some spikes. It starts out sort of slow, but then towards midnight, past midnight, it gets real bad. So, not sure what it is. Anyway, let's try maybe send CQ. I'm using my shortened dipole made out of 2 Hustler verticals with 40 meter coils. So let's see, I want to fine tune my SWR. Looks beautiful. I already asked if this frequency is in use, but gonna ask one last time. I know Ken from Hawaii likes to use 7030 for his CQs, so I'm going to move just below it. So maybe like so. So yeah, so far I've been enjoying this transceiver. However, I think ergonomics of the buttons could be laid out a little better. Like for example, these are the buttons, I mean the knobs, these are the knobs for controlling notch, APF, as well as contour filters. And for example, if I want to quickly reduce RF gain, like it happened last night, I hurried up to reduce RF gain and I hit the tuning the tuning knob, and of course I moved the frequency because my frequency was not locked. So yeah, I think buttons are kind of and the controls are kind of crowded too much around the tuning knob, and it's very easy to accidentally hit the tuning knob while trying to like for example pull a signal from a noise, because you have to sort of operate quickly, adjusting the filters, the notch, the contour, the APF. So yeah, the ergonomics of the controls could be better on this transceiver. So, like for example, at my favorite FT891, the tuning knob is set all the way to the side, and you pretty much operate to the left of it, and there is the possibility is very diminished that you may accidentally hit the tuning knob while adjusting the filters and whatnot. But here everything is crowded around the tuning knob, and it's very high probability that you may accidentally hit the tuning knob. So yeah, ergonomics could be a little better. Anyway, I'm gonna send QRL one more time asking if the frequency is in use. There's somebody here. I wonder what station this is. It's below 7025. I cannot be below 7025 per my license privileges. I'm a technician. Oops. Why am I on 0 to 5.5? I want it to be on 0 to 8.5. There. See these spikes, they start to appear, spikes of the noise, and I fear that they may get worse and worse towards midnight. It is 27 right now, 11:27 p.m. So to fine-tune my SWR even better. Okay, that's better. See the spikes of the noise getting worse. I mean, so far it's not bad, of course, but they show up, and there is a chance that can get pretty bad after midnight. See the spikes becoming more frequent. I really wish I knew what these are. Is this solar? Is this atmospheric natural noise, or is this some kind of a man-made noise? Because when the noise becomes like settled, I mean, when it becomes pretty much constant, I can see it like a saw type wave shape with these sharp spikes, you know, like a saw. So that looks a lot like some type of AC noise. But why after midnight? And why it starts out slow and then gets worse and worse and worse? Weird. I wonder what station that is. I think somebody sent CQ. Let's see. No. Okay. Yeah, I like the outer tuning ring here for fast tune. We can quickly move to frequency. I like this feature. See these spikes? I so worry that they may, again, the band will close down after midnight. See this spike? the station Kilo Oscar 6, and my call sign is Kilo Oscar 6 as well. So this most likely is a California station, and looks like also maybe a technician, although not necessarily. And I think his call sign is Kilo Oscar 6 Kilo X-ray something, and mine is Kilo Oscar 6 Mike Sierra Echo. So he must have gotten his call sign right before I got mine. That's interesting. See these noise spikes, they become more and more frequent as we get closer to midnight. It is 11:50, about 11:47 p.m. right now, 23:57, and see these noise spikes, they become kind of more frequent. What is that? What's the origin of that noise? Here we go. Has the noise returned? Look at this. I just turned on the oh no, it's not the noise, it's just, yeah, I just turned on amp 1, preamp 1, stage 1, and I see this whiteout, but that's because before I was on IPO. I forgot what it stands for, but it's basically when you're not using any preamps. So with in the IPO mode, I raised the sensitivity of the waterfall. So, see, and again, I'm tinkering with it, and I just hit the tuning knob again. So yeah, that's not good. I mean, I love the transceiver, don't get me wrong, but the ergonomics of the buttons it could be better. And in this case, I'm gonna use the lock function, if I can find it, and lock the frequency. I thought it was there. Huh. Come on. Oh, there it is. So I'm gonna use the lock function, and see, while I was tinkering with it, again, I touched the tuning knob while I was tinkering with the buttons. Oh man, yeah, they need to work on that. So yeah, I just locked the frequency, so whatever I do, it's not gonna move if I touch the tuning knob. Wonder what's that. Let me unlock it and see. Who is that? Yeah, he cannot hear me very well. was a radio contact with an operator operating out of his recreational vehicle, RV, at Utah, Cedar City, Utah. So this was interesting. Fun QSO. Fun radio contact. Fun radio contact. 0013. Although he gave me a pretty weak signal report, 339, so he could not hear me very well. And also his signal was going in and out, QSB. So I had to use APF, audio peak function on the transceiver. And again, I just noticed this is very inconvenient. One button controls contour, notch, and APF. So if I push this button once, it switches to contour. I push it again, it switches to, well, it clears everything, clears all the filters. I push it again, it switches to notch. I push it again, it switches to contour. So anyway, one button controls several functions, and I find it not very convenient because I have to, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. One button controls contour and APF, and a separate button controls notch. And two sets of knobs control notch, APF, and contour. So anyway, it's all bundled up in a couple buttons and the knobs, and they kind of go in sequence. So you turn the knobs once, and all of a sudden you're in notch. You're controlling notch, and the notch function activates. So to disable it, you have to turn it off. And so anyway, it's very easy to hit the wrong function which you didn't mean to use, and that costs you time because the station keeps transmitting, and you want to capture all the information, most of the information, as much information as you possibly can. And in the meantime, you tinker with all these buttons, which again, multifunction buttons for filters. I find it inconvenient, to be honest. And I don't like to criticize my favorite brand, Yaesu, but yeah, that's what I find inconvenient. Maybe there is a way to optimize it somehow. I don't know. I am still new to this transceiver, or this transceiver is still new to me. So yeah, I find it inconvenient. One button controls several functions, and the knob controls several functions. Yeah, I find it inconvenient because it's very easy to hit a wrong function and it costs you time. Anyway, so yep, room for improvement, Yaesu. Still my favorite brand. So like right now, I used this outer knob, and it switched me to APF. So if I want to use contour, I have to switch this button again, push this button again. Oops, I locked it. So, and then if I use this button, this knob, it switches me automatically to notch function. But what if I want to use APF? Okay, I turn this outer knob and it switches me to APF. What if I want to use contour? I have to push this button again. So yeah, I just need to get used to this. On a Yaesu, you could program buttons to your most frequently used functions that you use. You could actually program the buttons, and it was very convenient on FT891. So I wonder if it can be done similarly here. What are they contesting again? I don't like contests. I just want to make regular radio contacts. It's the... Maybe it's not contest, maybe it's just regular QSO. Yeah, QSB, the signal goes in and out. Time to try and use APF. I think he's in contest, CW, whatever. Yeah, in the middle of the week on 40 meters, I often hear some contest going on in the middle of the week. I don't like contests. And the reason I don't like contests because, I mean, certain people like certain things, right? But I personally don't like contests because it's very difficult to make regular QSOs, regular radio contacts, when on contest days, because everybody's preoccupied with contests, and sometimes it's even difficult to find a vacant frequency. And even if you find a vacant frequency, it often happens that a contester parks somewhere right next to your frequency, and you start transmitting CQ and you hear him, so you have to move again. So anyway, enough ranting. Especially on a beautiful night like this, beautiful conditions, I wanna make regular QSOs. Yeah, it's past midnight, and so far the noise has not returned yet. Yeah, CW... what? CWT? CWT, some kind of contest. CW test or whatever. And even if I start transmitting CQ, I park myself on the frequency, start transmitting CQ. I don't use the word test or anything, but oftentimes a contester thinks I'm in contest and replies, and I start sending my RST, name, QTH like a regular QSO, but he's expecting a quick QSO, quick radio contact, just the RST and one of their numbers that they transmit, which I never understand. I mean, I know one of the numbers means the number of a QSO, and the other number may mean something else. I don't know, region or whatever, ITU number, whatever, I don't know. Never been interested in contests. Okay, I'm gonna try and park on this frequency. And maybe send some CQ. Let's see, what is this? Who is this? Well, it's been an hour and 4 minutes of the video, so maybe I'll just QRT for now. I wonder what station is this? Seems like DX. Yeah, this is New Zealand, ZL, New Zealand. Yeah, ZL0NZ. And that's what I mean. I wish I could call him and just make a DX contact, regular radio contact, but he's in contest. I don't know if I'm supposed to call a contesting station. I don't think I should if I'm not in contest, because I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe whenever they determine the results, they probably try to match both sides of the QSO. And if I'm not in contest, I'm not sending my report. And if I contact a contesting station, I may mess up his reporting. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's a beautiful night with beautiful conditions, which is very rare in my area. And there's this contest. I wanna work DX. I wanna work ZL, New Zealand. I wanna work Australia, Japan. But on a contest day, it's very unlikely because people are focused on contest. Yeah, I could immediately tell by just listening to the signal that it was a DX faraway station. By just listening to the signal sounds different compared to local stations, US stations. Okay, well, maybe I'll try sending CQ. I really wanted to, I wish I could call this New Zealand station and get a signal report for my dipole. I know I was able to get New Zealand and Australia using the same dipole when I was operating mobile off of that mountain. But right now I'm at almost at sea level, maybe like 20 feet above sea level, and I wonder what my dipole would, how my dipole would perform at sea level, inside the city. I mean, away from the ocean. I'm about 40-50 miles from the ocean here. Okay, let's try. Again, I have to tune my dipole again because the coil's very, very narrow banded. I don't know, I probably shouldn't send in CQ not being in contest during this night when people are in contest. I don't know. It's not prohibited, I know that. If I just send regular CQs on a contest night, it's not prohibited. But anyway. Uh-oh. I just heard somebody very faint. I don't know. There's a chance also that if I start sending CQ, I may be on top of some station which I cannot hear, and that would not be nice of me. Although not by intent, but I don't want to ruin someone's fun. Let me try my vertical. Right now I'm using dipole, the shortened dipole. I'm gonna try and switch to vertical, see what it sounds like. And yeah, you see vertical is picking up a lot more noise. Still not terrible. Still not terrible, but yeah, it's picking up more noise. Where's that power? Yeah, this is my vertical, this butternut vertical HF5V, which I purchased back in 1998. Still using it. Oh, you see this noise? Yeah, it's coming back again. After midnight. Why? What is that? Why it shows up after midnight? And it doesn't matter whether I use my vertical or I use my dipole. This pesky noise returns after midnight. What is that? What is that? Look at this. Okay, I'm just gonna QRT. Yeah, this noise is gonna get worse and worse and worse. I'm gonna switch to dipole. I'm gonna switch to dipole. Dipole is quieter, but still, you see it's still picking up the same noise. Yeah, I'm on dipole. See, what is this? What is this? I really want to know. It is 30 minutes, 32 minutes past midnight right now, and this noise returns. What is this? Why? Yeah, for now it disappeared, but it's gonna come back. Yeah, you hear? Can you hear this? Alright, I'm just gonna QRT. Thanks everyone who stayed with me. 73. Till next one. Oh, see, I accidentally turned on the contour function and I didn't even notice. Yeah, you hear this crackling? Yeah, this is weird, really weird. This noise comes in after midnight. Right now, not terrible, but yeah, it's gonna get worse. See this? And you saw how beautiful conditions were before midnight. Alright, well, thanks again for watching. 73 everyone, till next one. 73 Kilo Oscar 6 Mike Sierra Echo QRT signing off.